Welcome back, guys. It's been a while. We've now finished lockdown and I got a new bike. I might not be out on it too long today, it's raining, but I've got the 2020 ZX6R. I hope the audio's okay on this because I've got my GoPro straight in, mic straight into the GoPro. So yeah, I picked up a 2020 ZX6R. It's the brand new model. I've had it for about a week, something like that, and I just wanted to take you out for a quick spin on it. Well, basically I wanted to go for a quick spin, thought I'd do a video for you because it's been a while. Full review will be coming soon once I've done braking and all that. I've done 300 miles on it so far, and yeah, so it's 120-ish horsepower. It's an inline 4-cylinder, so it's a bit different from the bikes that I've been riding recently. High seat, 8 30mm, 17-litre tank. It's got Showa big piston 41mm forks on it, 3 10mm dual discs up front with Nissan 4-pot calipers. Basically it's a 600cc super sport. So enough of that, let's go for a ride. I'm just heading out on a little country road at the moment. I'm hoping that rain up there doesn't chuck it down on me. So yeah, just talk about the bike quickly. So I just went through a few specs. Obviously one of the main things with this as well is it's got the quick shifter on the upshift only, and it's really smooth. There you go, I just flicked through it then. The engine has got plenty of torque for a 600cc inline 4, compared to my Duke 790. Pretty similar. It delivers it in a different way, so you got to really be revving this one. Red line on it is up to what, 16,000. In terms of ergonomics, obviously it's the super sport position, but I'm 6 foot tall and it feels perfectly comfortable. You do get a bit of wrist ache after an hour and a half. I did take it out on the first day for about 2 hours and it just took me a little while to get used to the position, but most of it, if you put it on your legs, the weight on your legs then and on your thighs, it's okay. And then, I mean, god, it's fast enough for the road, and it does scream. Even with the stock exhaust on, which I've got on at the moment, it screams. Cornering on it is amazing, honestly. The tyres are Bridgestone S22s and these tyres are brilliant. It just grips. I've not had one, touch wood, I've not had one incident where I felt like the back end's losing a little bit of grip, or the front end. Everything feels really stable. You feel like you can just lean it more and more into corners. Even on sort of the roads that aren't particularly great around here, it still feels really planted and stuck to the road. Really got to rev the engine. The first day I had this, I was sort of almost riding it like, when I come out of my state, I was almost riding it like a twin, because that's what I'd been used to. And I'm thinking, my god, it sounds loud, it's like high in the rev range and there's nothing happening. But I was like at, I don't know, like 4,000 revs and not a lot happens there, but once you get above 6,000 it really does go. The brakes on it are fantastic as well. They're Nissan 4-pot calipers, radially mounted, 3 10mm discs. Anyway, forget all that. They stop you. They stop you really good, and they offer nice feel at the lever. Got adjustable clutch and brake lever, and then it's got 2 power modes. I haven't even put it in low power mode, so I don't know what that's like, to be honest. I'm just in full power mode, as you can probably see on the dash there. I'm in full power mode and it's got 3 traction control levels. I got it in traction control 1, which pretty much is the least interference, and the roads have been pretty dry, so I've just had it in the sort of the faster, sportier settings. Gearbox is really smooth. Just for the first 20 miles or so I noticed a couple of issues with it, but nothing to write home about, and now it doesn't really happen. Just a couple of times I'm sat at traffic lights in neutral and then just pop it down to first and it didn't quite go into gear, so I just had to roll forward on the bike slightly and then it went into gear, but you know, nothing major, and it seems to have stopped doing that pretty much now. That's it. The screen on it, compared to obviously my Duke 790, the screen offers a little bit of wind protection, not a great amount. I probably wouldn't mind sticking a double bubble windscreen on it. Seat, as I said, is 830 millimeters, 32.7 inches I think. Pretty hard, but it's okay. Just cuts in on my arse a little bit just in the middle, but pretty much all right. A little wiggle around and that sorts that out. The position obviously is Super Sport. If you've never ridden a Super Sport, you need to sit on one to see what it feels like. You're angled over front and your arse is up in the air a little bit, and the pegs are quite high as well, so your legs are at quite an angle back, and obviously if you tuck in a bit more you get more, but once you're going over sort of 40-50 miles an hour, all the weight's taken off your wrists anyway, and you're really just trying to, I'm trying to squeeze with my thighs here. That's pretty much how I'm riding the bike, and this is just light and for controls. It's got fully adjustable forks at the front. As I said, they show a big piston, 41 millimeters, and you've got preload adjustment plus damping and compression. Seems to be perfectly fine as it is. I haven't tinkered with that at all. I don't tend to be honest, that much. The things that impress me about it are the power is really smooth, but then obviously it kicks in once you get above sort of 8,000, it kicks in, and you really hit that power band. I haven't obviously taken it up to the red line yet because it is still on braking. Everything about it is just, it feels like a proper nicely made super sports bike. But the tyres and the brakes really stand out to me. The tyres are brilliant. I'm going to actually stick these S22s on my KTM 790 Duke once I've done the first service on it, and the brakes are brilliant. They really do stop you quickly. They got good initial bite, and then also they got nice touch at the lever, so it feels quite nice and sensitive at the lever. You can just adjust how much braking pressure you're putting on pretty easily, and you can feel the difference. So it's nice for a bit of trail braking into the corners. Weight, I haven't mentioned the weight. It's 196 kilos. It feels quite low to the ground for me, being 6 foot, and because of that it doesn't feel heavy at all at 196 kilos. It's pretty light, and it carries the weight really well. It carries the weight really well because it's so low down and compact that it doesn't ever feel like, ooh, well, I never ever feel the weight of it at all. Mirrors, usual sort of sports bike mirrors, not bad actually. I can really see out this right one pretty good. I'm just going to go past this dude. And I'll do a couple of little roll-ons and stuff. But yeah, first impressions are, love it. Got to get used to the sports riding position again. Sports bike, haven't had a super sport since I was about, I don't know, 18, something like that, 19, 20. It's got a slipper clutch as well, slipper and assist. And we'll just go around this dude walking there. It's got a slipper and assist clutch, so if you knock it down too quickly when you're braking, it's not going to lock up the back wheel. 17-litre fuel tank. I can go through here because on the dash it's got a few little readings for you. So it's giving you the coolant temperature at the moment, and then air intake. It's got a ram air intake at the front, which they say increases horsepower by about 6 horsepower, I think, if you're going fast enough. Then we've got miles per gallon. So at the moment it's saying 48.6. I'm averaging 43.8. You've got to remember, obviously I'm just taking this out for fun, so I do tend to go a little bit on it. Range at the moment with a full tank, it's giving me 144 miles. What's that? I don't know, about 200 kilometers, something like that. We're going to go out this way. Hopefully there's not too much rain, but there's some nice little roads out here, so I'll let you pick up with me again in a second. So whilst I'm here, I may as well give you a look around the bike. I just got that's the first time it's been out in the rain actually. I washed it yesterday. Oh well. Okay, I'll get the phone out and I'll just video around the bike for you so you can have a quick look at it. Okay, so as I said, it's the 2020 ZX6R. It's in the Kawasaki Racing Team colours. I quite like this little gold bit of decals on it. There's the Nissan calipers, 4-pot radially mounted. There's the shower big piston front fork, 41mm, 3 10mm dual discs up front. Inside here, that's, you can see the 4 pipes coming out, the inline 4. Let's just stand back a bit. I think it's a nice looking bike. Well, I think it's a very nice looking bike. See the rear shock again here, fully adjustable, preload, rebound, compression damping. Rear pegs if your passenger's mental and wants to go on the back. My wife has been on the back of this briefly. She quite enjoyed it, but she said she'd rather go on the other bike. Quite a meaty stock exhaust. There is an option in the UK at least to go for the Performance Edition, which puts an Akrapovic pipe on, but it's a road legal Akrapovic pipe, so don't know how good that sounds and how loud it is. I might put on the race pipe, I might not. I like the sound of it anyway. There's the Bridgestone S22 tyres, definitely recommend those. And then all the instrument dash information. Just turn it on for you. And yeah, you can change your clock settings. Bottom right there is telling you intake, air temperature, the coolant temperature, miles per gallon, range to go. And then by pressing this select button here, you can then scroll through full power mode or low power mode, put it back in full, and then you can change your traction control settings here. So that's it. That's my new bike. I'm gonna go over that way because there's some blue sky and maybe we'll get some dry roads, and then I can go a little bit faster on it and make it scream. But yeah, that's the new bike. There's going to be lots more videos to come on that soon. One thing as well with the power modes and that, you can change them on the fly. You don't have to come off the throttle or anything like that. Same with the traction control. You can just change it on the fly as you want. You could just, feels like you can just lean this thing forever. And I'm hardly going over on it now, but I have done a bit. And the grip on the tyres is really nice. The control on the throttle is really nice, so you're not getting snatchiness or any sort of jerking, so you can be really smooth on your throttle control around the corner. And the brake's the same as well. Really, there's nice like finesse on it, you know. You can feel lots of feedback through the brakes, through the lever, you know, so you can sort of trail brake into the corners if you want. Let's just go a little bit. There's the brakes. Loads of stopping power on these brakes. It really does, they really do stop you nicely. There's loads on them though. There's absolutely loads on them. And again, loads on the brakes. I mean, you can, this is fast enough for the road for me. Obviously it hasn't got the low down torque of 1,000, but look how you can just stop as quickly as you want. You can nail your speed as quickly as you want. can thrash between the corners. Obviously you get the odd tractor on the road, but it's great fun. It feels much more, I feel much more in control of this bike than I would on the Duke 790 in terms of the power is much smoother, you know, when it's coming on and you've got to rev through the RPM range just to get the power, but yeah, there's no joltiness. It feels like it can turn in so quickly because of the rake and trail on the bike, and the grip on the tires is amazing. These tires are just superb. You just feel like you can just lean it in as much as you want. Got loads. I've never at any point on this bike have I had a point where I've gone, oh, I've just come into that a bit too fast. Not yet. I haven't gone that fast on this bike yet, but I mean, you know, fast enough. Look, even this is really tight. I don't know where it's going, but I just know I could just keep leaning, keep pushing in on the inside bar, and it'll steer me around nicely. It's really confidence inspiring. One of the things some people wonder about, just watch out for these bikes going across the road, has a 600 got enough torque to sort of for overtaking and stuff like that? And obviously I got had quite a few different bikes over the last few years, and it definitely has. I mean, you don't even have to drop down and it's got plenty. So I can, it's going to 5th now, and I'll slow down to, like, you know, traffic's keeping me down at 40, and just as I get around this corner I'll just pull from 40 in 5th gear, and you can see I'm up to 50, 60 already. So yeah, it's got plenty. Obviously you can knock it down and you'll get a lot more. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and just ride now for a bit. So anyway guys, I'm not going to talk a lot more. This is just a quick ride. I just wanted to get a video out on the new bike. I'm going to be going for quite a few more rides on this soon, so please feel free to subscribe, like the video, hit the notifications bell, because that way obviously you'll be notified when I fire out some more videos. I'm just going to head down here for a little bit of a spin, rip the engine. Hopefully the mic's picking up the sound of this inline 4 screaming a little bit, but until next time, cheers, thanks for watching, appreciate it, and ride safe everyone. at that, nice. Is that a Shire? No, it's a standard horse. Look at that, horses on the side of the road, nice. I'm there. I'm up there, cute. Ah, gypsies, nice, travellers. Look at their beautiful faces. As you can see, there's absolutely tons of overtaking power for any normal road situation. Police, going the other way. It's alright, because I'm not speeding. Someone just decided to stop in the middle of the bloody road. That's why you don't go that fast on the road, or at least why I don't. Just because there's always something around the corner. You know, I was just thinking, if I was gonna sum up this bike, it's very sporty, it's great for like exactly what I'm doing now. Sunday afternoon, go out for a quick thrash. It's a Sunday bike, you know, or a quick ride out, couple of hours where you can grab it here and there. But the thing I like about it is the power. It's fast enough to be exciting, but the power on it, low down particularly, makes you feel very comfortable. It doesn't feel overwhelming, the power, at all. In fact, I'd say my Duke 790, the power on that low down feels a little bit more woof, straight in your face. This one, with the brakes and the tires that it's got on it, and the little bit of wind protection you get, you can probably, well, you can definitely ride it faster than the Duke 790. But it's certainly not, it's not overwhelming. I don't think you're going to jump on a 600cc Super Sport and find it's just ridiculously fast, because the torque is not so crazy. But obviously it's not a beginner bike, but it's not a bike that scares you. It feels really planted around the roads. The tires grip really well. The brakes feel really sharp. Loads of bite on them initially, and then loads of stopping power. Some of the best brakes I've ever actually used. That's the front brake, of course. Back brake does its job as well, and the handling of it just feels so nimble, so quick to turn in, and the noise it makes is just whoa. I love the noise it makes. If you're looking at a ZX6R and you're thinking, oh, is it going to be too quick for me? Is it a bit stupid to sort of jump on one? As long as you have the right mentality, then look, I mean, you can ride it slowly, but it's not a bike that you want to do loads of miles on. It's not a bike that you want to tour on. It's something, for me anyway, that I want to go out on a weekend on and have a bit of fun for an hour or two, and then you know, back home afterwards. This is a fun bike. It's for feeling like you're Valentino Rossi on a Sunday afternoon, isn't it? It's going in there. I can go around here. So I didn't need to downshift or anything then, just to have enough torque. He wasn't going in there, he was letting me pass, like nice man. And it just sticks around the corners, and then you could go on it as soon as you come out the corner. You're going to have less subtle throttle control than if you were doing that on a ZX10R or a 1000cc Super Sport or Panigale or something like that. Don't get me wrong though, you can't just be nailing it out of a corner like an idiot. But yeah, overall, love the bike. Build quality I haven't touched on. Build quality feels superb. I almost don't talk about that because it's a Kawasaki. I expect good build quality. The nice car, what was that? The clip-ons feel nice and solid. All the controls and inputs feel great. All the components on it feel great. I've got no reason to doubt the build quality at all. And it's definitely fast enough to lose your license if you're not careful, so I'm sure I will have 1000cc at some point just for fun, but honestly I think 600cc Super Sport for Sunday afternoon scratching, whoa, doesn't really get any better. It feels so light and nimble, and all the parts on it are solid. Just don't need any more. I can nail anything on the road here apart from probably faster, bigger super bikes, and even those, they're not really going to go much faster than you on the road. Look, just nip in here, you can just be straight through that if you want. Hard on the brakes with the corner, through it, it's fine. And we're back into speed limits again. Big shout out to Will at M&P again. So same guy I got my Duke 790 off earlier in the year. He sorted me out with this ZX10R. Great guy, really good company to deal with, so I can highly recommend those. It's M&P motorbikes in Swansea and Cardiff. They've got Kawasaki, KTM, Ducati, and I think BMW dealerships. So check them out. They do some amazing deals and great customer service as well. So cheers, Will. Nice one, buddy. I'll be back to you when I'm getting my next bike. See you later.